How's everyone doing? Excellent. The sun is shining on this program this morning, right? This is a sign that we are doing something great and good this morning. So thank you all for coming out to join us on this cool November day. I am Alvinia Scarborough. I'm the Senior Vice President of Corporate Communications and Chief Brand Officer for the Chemours Company. I am so glad to have you all with us today as we work together to shape a brighter future for our city and state and our community and the students through this new program. Before we proceed with today's announcement, I would like to welcome several of our distinguished guests that we have with us today. The Honorable John Carney, Governor of Delaware. Sorry about that. The Honorable Bethany Hall Long, Lieutenant Governor of Delaware. The Honorable Michael Perzecki, Mayor of Wilmington. Thank you, Mayor Mike. The Honorable Matt Meyer, County Executive, Newcastle County. Delaware State Senator Elizabeth Lockman. Delaware State Senator Darius Brown. Darius here. And our Wilmington City Council President, Ernest Congo. Also joining us this morning, we have with us Kurt Foreman, President and CEO of the Delaware Prosperity Partnership. We have Logan Herring, the CEO of the work group. Hey, Logan. We have Ashley Christopher, the President and CEO of the HBCU Week Foundation, here with us as well. I just saw Ashley. Thank you, everyone. On behalf of Mark Newman, the President and CEO of the Chemours Company, and the entire Chemours executive team, our 6,500 employees around the world, including almost 1,000 across this great state of Delaware, thank you all. I will keep my remarks brief, but I want to share with you just a little bit about Chemours. At Chemours, we make products that are powered by many different sciences. And like parents with multiple children, we love all the sciences, but we do have a favorite. And our favorite, the one that we love best, I will say, is the science of chemistry. So much so that it is in our name, Chemours. Chemours literally stands for our chemistry. When it comes to chemistry, our knowledge is unmatched. And within our walls, we apply that knowledge to ensure that we are enabling and powering many of the modern conveniences that people enjoy day in and day out to live better. We are also using the power of our chemistry to shape the future, enabling things like 5G communications, electric vehicles, the hydrogen economy, and decarbonization of the world. But today, although I could go on about the products and what we make and how it is different, I instead today want to talk about how we are making a difference at Chemours. Specifically, we are committed to investing in the communities where we operate. And we express those commitments through 10 bold goals that are driving us to produce more sustainable products and address some of the biggest societal challenges that we have today, including gender equity, ethnic diversity, safety, environmental protection, and access to STEM. And in every case, for every goal, again, I say it always begins and ends in the local communities where we operate. We have a real history of taking action and not just talking. We started in 2018 when we launched the Future of Chemistry Scholarship Program in partnership with Mayor Perzecki and the HBCU Week Foundation and Ashley Christopher. And then again in 2020, we partnered with HBCU Week Foundation, the ACC, the American Chemistry Council, and the American Institute of Chemical Engineers to lead the way on the Future of STEM Scholars Initiative, an initiative adopted by the entire chemical industry to drive more inclusion and diversity in STEM fields of study and in STEM careers. We are proud of the work that we're doing to make our industry more inclusive. But at Chemours, we never are content to just stop and pat ourselves on the back. We always feel that we can do more. And that brings us to why we are here today, to introduce yet another program that sits at the intersection of diversity, access to STEM, education, and investing in our future workforce. Today, I am pleased to share with you all this new school partnership program, the Chemours Future of Engineering, Science, Trades, and Technology, or CHEMFest. CHEMFest. It is a mouthful. CHEMFest. CHEMFest is a program that will focus on increasing access to STEM education for students from communities that are under-resourced, in communities that are often underrepresented and too often overlooked when it comes to STEM education in our industry. And while our other programs focus primarily on high school and college students, CHEMFest is focused on middle schools, grades 5 to 8, completing the pipeline of educational opportunities starting with middle school through high school and into college. We will deploy this program everywhere around the world where we operate. But of course, we wanted to start right here in Wilmington, Delaware, the place that we call home, with two amazing school partners. To share more about the commitment that we're going to make and how we're going to make a difference through this program, I will turn it over to Mark Newman. Mark Newman was named our second CEO of Chemours in July 2021, and he is no stranger to Delaware. He's been with Chemours since day one, first as our CFO, and then more recently as our COO, our Chief Operating Officer, for 2 years before taking the company's helm. Mark is a passionate advocate for Chemours and the industry. He is a champion of diversity and inclusion and social justice. He lives corporate responsibility. And in case he decides to share a story with you or a saying that you haven't heard before, I should also share with you that he is very Jamaican. Please welcome our CEO, Mark Newman. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And thank you, Alvinia, for that kind introduction and for the passion you and your team have demonstrated in the work around vibrant communities. I'd also like to deeply thank Governor Carney, Lieutenant Governor Hall Long, Mayor Przicki, Executive Meyer, and all of our elected leaders and dignitaries for joining our celebration today. I joined Chemours excited about the many ways that our company would help drive a more sustainable world, powered by innovative chemistry. And since becoming CEO, that excitement has gone to an even higher level as I envision how we can also contribute to a more socially responsible world. I believe that this is our greater purpose. And driven by this purpose and the power of transformative partnerships with government, nonprofits, and private institutions, we can all live better together. Chemours is focused on making a difference and shaping the world through the power of our chemistry. 4 years into our sustainability journey, we remain a resilient and responsible corporate leader, cognizant of our impacts on the world and courageously pushing ourselves to achieve more. Achieving more is what propelled us to set a corporate responsibility commitment goal to invest $50 million to create and sustain what we call vibrant communities. Since 2019, we have invested over $10 million in our communities, touching 4 continents, almost 100 nonprofit community partnerships, and benefiting 4.5 million people. And as Alvinia mentioned, one way we've been working to create a more vibrant communities has been through increasing the diversity and inclusion of more students in STEM fields of study. How does this help? Well, over the next 20 years, there will be more than 800,000 good-paying jobs in STEM fields. And right now, there are not enough STEM professionals prepared to step into these jobs. This is a major problem that we are taking head on. We want students from our communities ready for these opportunities. Specifically, through CHEMFest, we are partnering with schools in more diverse communities to ignite a lifelong love of STEM and inspire the next generation of STEM professionals. Maybe just a reflection here from me. As I thought about today, you know, I grew up in a small rural community in Jamaica on a farm. And as a child, I was very aware of the work that our family did in the community. And it's not just about money, but money often helps. It's about how you outreach and help people pull themselves up. And then I also thought about my own journey and the power of education to bring new opportunities. And as I thought of today, there's something that felt really familiar and comforting about what we're doing. The CHEMFest school partnerships are customized to meet the needs of each school, and I'm excited to share the program details of our first two partner schools. The first, Servium Girls Academy, and the second is Eastside Charter. Both are located right here in Wilmington and not too far from our Chemours headquarters just across the street. I'll ask Peggy Provodnik-Hines, co-founder and president of Servium Girls Academy, to join me on the stage now. Servium is a tuition-free middle school with a vision to empower young women and change the world. Our partnership includes a chemistry-focused STEM curriculum driven by project-based learning, includes new science lab equipment, and a Women in STEM speaker series featuring many of our very own Chemours employees. And the largest element of the program is a 4-year grant of $250,000 that will fund the Chemours STEM Discovery Experience. This is a capstone program for 8th grade students, ensuring they enter high school with energy and momentum in their pursuit of STEM education. On behalf of the Chemours Company, I'm proud to present you with this plaque to officially commemorate Servium as the inaugural CHEMFest partner. And I'd also like to present you with this check for $250,000. Congratulations and welcome to the Chemours family. And with that, Peggy, I'm going to ask you to say a few words. And I'll hold the check for you.
It's really hard to beam under a mask. As you can imagine, I just keep saying it, it's a game changer. As Mark said, we are 100% donor supported. And it's really hard to invest in something so important like a capstone project without the resources to do it. Mark, Alvinia, Kimberly, Alex, all of you who have been walking through this with us, thank you. And I have to say, this announcement is not where we were going when we started, and that we were thrilled at the whole change in the science curriculum. So I'm overjoyed. And now I got to remember where I am in my notes, because I only have 2 minutes. I am so grateful for your willingness to invest and your vision in a world that will only be made possible with the skilled engagement of our youth. Our hopes, our future rests in these young women and all the youth and their ability to apply ever-evolving STEM skills and teamwork to solve the problems of our times. We have long maintained a commitment to STEM programming, And recently we have dreamed, my principal right here, Altina Herbert, and I, we've been talking about a capstone project for a long time. And little things like pandemics, a move, they keep getting in our way. But here is an organization with the energy, the will, the people who believe in STEM and believe in education and recognize the need to go to middle school, because that's where the energy and the excitement, that's where you capture them. And that's where they're going to be able to continue, because they have the skills, they have the energy, they meet people who are doing this every day. It is really exciting. I am beyond grateful. I promise you, you will fall in love with our girls, as you will with Erin's students, and you'll see that there is a lot to hope for. And together, we're going to make a difference. Thank you again and again.
Thank you, Peggy. Okay, let me, so the second of our two partners is Eastside Charter School. I'll ask Erin Bass, CEO of Eastside Charter, to join me on the stage now. Eastside provides low-income families with world-class educational opportunities and provides high-achieving students a unique barrier-breaking honors program to enable them to capitalize on their talents, skills, and dedicated academic work through the elementary school years. The CHEMFest partnership with Eastside includes field trips, hands-on learning activities, and exposure to STEM experts as part of the school's lecture series. But that's not all. This program is anchored by a 24,000, yes, you heard right, 24,000 square foot community STEM facility that we expect to be completed by summer 2023. Chemours will donate $4 million and proudly become the named benefactor of this center, which we're calling the Chemours Eastside STEM Discovery Hub. When we heard about this STEM facility, we could not help see the parallels with our own innovation center, the Chemours Discovery Hub, which is 300,000 square feet. So think of the Eastside STEM Discovery Hub as a mini-me of the Chemours Discovery Hub, a place where we convene scientists, students, dignitaries, and community leaders to work hand in hand on breakthrough solutions powered by chemistry to shape the world. To have a similar space for STEM-based innovation and education located in the community puts the power of chemistry within the grasp of the next generation of innovators, the students within Eastside and beyond. On behalf of Chemours, I'm proud to present you this plaque. And I'm also pleased to present you a check for $4 million to fund the Chemours Eastside Charter STEM Discovery Hub. Erin, I'm going to ask you to come up and say a few words, please. Thank you.
Thank you. I share in Peggy's excitement. It is very hard to beam under a mask, but you can just see the joy we have today. So I want to tell you that when we found out that Eastside Charter School was going to be receiving this investment, there were tears in our eyes, and we broke down in tears for a couple of times, Jocelyn, myself, and Nick Medalio at Eastside. And so I want to say thank you to Mark. I want to say thank you to Alvinia, to Kim, to the entire Chemours family. Your investment means a lot. I come to you as a parent as well as a school leader for Eastside Charter School, and I have to tell you that the history of Eastside is a building that many years ago, we're a quarter of a century old, we were given a building because no one could put children inside this building. The building was gifted to us because children were not coming to this building, and now we are so excited because we are now over-enrolled. We have more people coming to experience what's happening in Riverside. And the beautiful joy for us with this STEM center is that Eastside is less than 2 miles away from here. But to understand the job opportunities of Wilmington, of Delaware, we are light years away. And so this investment draws a lot of equity. It allows people to come a lot closer to a community that they need to be in. The future of Delaware is STEM. The future of education is STEM. And we are so excited to be partners with you, not just with the financial investment, but with your mentorship as well. And we appreciate you. Thank you on behalf of all of Eastside Charter School.
So, wow, such a great day. And as Alvinia said, the sun is shining on this day. We really look forward to working with both of our inaugural CHEMFest partners. We look forward to continuing to expand CHEMFest for the years to come. I was particularly pleased, by the way, that the T is to the power 2 for the trades and technology. It just made my day when I saw that exponent. So we look forward to the future here and welcoming your students into our doors one day as employees. Thank you. With that, I'll turn it over to Alvinia.
Thank you all so much, and thank you, Mark, and thank you to our inaugural 2 schools. I will, without further ado, ask that the Honorable John Carney, Governor of Delaware, come to the stage and give some remarks about today and this exciting program. Thank you, Governor.
You could see me smiling behind my mask there. Wow, that's an amazing announcement and a great thing for our city and our state. I couldn't be happier as your governor to stand here before you. A couple weeks back, we had the most amazing parade up King Street for the 100th anniversary of the Wilmington Fire Department. It was incredible. I've been coming to parades here now for 20 years. St. Patrick's Day parade, Christmas parades, you name it parade. But Mayor, this parade was the most amazing ever. And the best part of it, as they came up here into Rodney Square, which was overwhelmed with people, this roar just came up. Just this roar of appreciation. And those of us who are elected officials were standing out front. We were just raising our arms like this, and it got louder and louder. And that's what I'm envisioning this morning for Chemours and for the partnership in education that we're talking about this morning. We should have this Rodney Square full of people roaring and charging and cheering for all of you and for the great work. First of all, we ought to just start with 1,000 Chemours, more than 1,000 Chemours employees here in the state of Delaware. How about that? That's amazing. With a bright future, the legacy of the foundational company in our state, the DuPont Company here over 200 years. But this partnership is incredibly important. When I think about our obligation, my obligation as governor, there are really 2 big priorities. One is to create an environment where companies can be successful and create jobs and provide good jobs for the people of our state. And the second is to make sure that every child, no matter where they come from, no matter where they live, have an opportunity, the educational opportunity they know to be successful. And we know there's a tremendous obligation and burden on our part in the public sector, and we've got a plan that we're working on to do that right here in this city. But this kind of partnership that shows the young people in our state the future, and the future is STEM. We know that. Did I mention that chemistry was my favorite subject as well? My professor at Dartmouth College didn't think so, or he certainly didn't reward me with that kind of appreciation. But we know that that's the future. And we know that we need to make it possible for every child in our state to access that future. And that's what this program does. We should also have a parade for the educators in our state who go to work every day to make sure our children have those opportunities. I couldn't be more proud as your governor to stand here and celebrate all of you. And I wish we had, what was it, Mayor, 10,000 people in this square to rise up like we did for the fire department, for Chemours and the educators of our state. God bless you. Good luck.
Please welcome Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long.
Governor, thank you for that and what you've done during this time to keep us safe. We did have a great day here, and to our mayor and all the electeds. We are thrilled. I cannot thank you enough. Today, Chemours, your footprint, your partnership, both in the education and the economic lane, so critical, and we thank you. Most importantly, I have the honor and have been the honorary chair for the Delaware STEM Council. And I have some of our rock stars who I'll highlight in a moment who came out, some of our leaders and the young girls who've grown up with me and others in the community working hard in this lane. It is so important that we do this. It is incredibly important. And not only with our workforce, but the academic return on investment. Some of you know I've had the honor for the past several years of being the national co-chair with the governor of Iowa, overseeing the National Million Women Mentors. And it is exactly about these types of partnerships that matter. It is bringing together corporate America across our community. And Chemours, Mark, I appreciate you. We challenge you when you said at the beginning, this is the platform. We cannot thank you enough. And as our governor indicated, there is a roar today for Delaware to begin to continue to be part of that national movement. Think about it. In Delaware, we are working hard for that diversity. It is so critically important. As a woman, as a professor, as a research scientist, I can tell you 29% not only in Delaware, but across this country are women. Many, like myself, are in the health field. We have a long way to go in the chemistry, in the technology, in the trades, so critical with the mathematics and engineering. So I am thrilled. I know all the other electeds who are here are just so thrilled about this opportunity. We have a lot to do. Jackie Means, I see you there, our STEM queen of Delaware. Jackie, I have watched grow with many of you since she was 12 out in Southbridge. She is the story of our future. This is our future, as our governor indicated, for education. We have only 9% Black females in America in STEM, less than 1% in IT. We have less than 7% Latino. This is so exciting with Servium and our incredible partners in the STEM lab that's going to happen at Eastside. And I think about the laboratory, the famous quote by Dr. Fisher, that a laboratory is the universe to an inquiring mind. Today, we are launching Inquiring Minds with young women and giving equity and opportunity. And again, that curiosity that we have to spark at a really young age is so critical because it is the wick to the candle of lifelong learning. So again, I am thrilled to be here. Wouldn't miss it for the moment. And again, thank you to the many partners who've been involved. And thank you to the future of Jackie and others in our state. Thank you.
Please welcome Michael Perzicki, Mayor of Wilmington.
Nice to be introduced by the voice of God. Welcome to the safest COVID-free zone in the world. You couldn't get a droplet of COVID in this tent? Good Christmas. Welcome also to the new, improved, reimagined, and beautiful Rodney Square. What do you think? Take a look around here. And thanks to Senator Brown, Governor Carney, and a number of others, we've got more improvements to make to this space, and we're really thrilled about it. You couldn't have had a nicer day, could you, Mark? I'm really so pleased. I can't tell you, as mayor of the city, charged with improving our city at every chance. It's great to have partners. There's something special about being named Mark. You know, I thought Mark Vignano was going to be he'd be the best Mark I ever knew. Mark Newman you're tied for first place. You guys are amazing. No, it's a great, we were talking the other day about the old CEO mentality and the new one. The new guys are normal. I mean, it's, you know, the old guys weren't. You know, they stood up there, they were in the C-suite, and they barked out orders, and they were scary. These guys are normal people, and they're really decent people. And I think that's what we see with this Chemours culture. It's a culture of caring, not only caring for our kids, you care for our city. It's not transactional. It seems very, very sincere. And we're so grateful for that. You could not have picked two better beneficiaries. You just couldn't have. People ask, you know, and of course I ponder this every day of my life. Every day of my life, what are you going to do to improve the city? And of course we have violence and poverty. They're the things that we have. I mean, there are you can talk about other nuances, but honestly, when it gets to it, it's violence and poverty. And how do we improve that? And there's a way that's hard to define, but I understand this. And I understand that it's Peggy, and it's Aaron, and it's Mark, and it's the governor all working together. It's just not government. We can't do it. That's not what forms culture. Culture are people believing in one another and working hard for it. You know, Jocelyn from Eastside with Charlie McDowell, who believe in this thing, they bleed the future for our children at Eastside, right? And Peggy and I talked about, they were dispossessed for a while, they didn't have a home, and we sat and brainstormed it, and all of a sudden Grace Methodist Church came up, and now they've got this beautiful home. But it is all of us working together. So I have to tell you, I'm grateful, as has been said before. I'm deeply grateful. I never feel alone as mayor. I feel like we've got partners, and we're all partners in pursuit of the great, glorious goal. So thank you all very much. Great to interview.
Please welcome Matt Meyer, County Executive, Newcastle County.
Good morning. Good morning. It's hard when you're lower on the totem pole. You got to make sure they're awake before you start. It's great to see everyone this morning. I want you to take a minute and think about where you were a year and 7 months ago in late March, early April of 2020. For us to be sitting here today, I think so many of us could not have imagined being where we are today. And there's one person, I know many of you worked so hard to make sure we could have moments like this. One person more than any other who was starting early, staying up late into the night to make sure we were all safe, making the hardest decisions an elected official ever had to make. Governor John Carney, thank you so much. Thank you for what you've done. Really appreciate it. You know, it's an honor to be here today. DuPont had a reputation when I was a kid growing up here of going big and introducing products, services that the world could use that benefited our community for generations, for centuries, but also going big when it came to investing in our city, our county, and our state. And 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, there was great fear. There was great fear among the civic and government leadership in our community that was going away. And it's delightful for us to see that not only has it not gone away, it has to some extent multiplied. And Chemours is more than taking on that mantle of going in big, not just with its products and services, which it does. My staff was joking that I should stand up and talk about a year and a half ago when you were all at home, you should have gone online and bought Chemours stock. But also you're going big in our community with your partnership to make sure our kids, the most vulnerable among us, have opportunities that they've never imagined to go not just to colleges and universities, but HBCUs, and our finest HBCU right here in Dover at Delaware State University. And now saying, hey, we need to start a little bit earlier. It is something that I am particularly passionate about. I taught 6th and 7th grade math down the street at Prestige Academy before I ran for office. And when I first heard about this, I thought of a student I taught named Derek. I know there are some teachers here, Aaron, Peggy, educators, Jocelyn, Nick. You have students in class that we don't often talk about in press events like this, who can be a struggle, who can be a challenge. Derek was a sixth grader who did not want to sit down for more than 90 seconds. And imagine trying to teach sixth grade math in a full class when you have Derek standing up not wanting to sit down. And those who've taught knows that when Derek doesn't sit down, other students tend to want to go along with Derek. But we found that there was one thing that made Derek sit down. It was not Mr. Meyer. It was something called Scratch. It was something called Scratch. Scratch is a software. You can go online, look up Scratch. It teaches kids how to code. And when you put Derek, who was not doing well in his English class, was not doing well in his sciences or math class, when you put him in front of Scratch, and he could use a different part of his brain to create, he could sit for over an hour, a sixth grader, to create. When I came into office, I said, how do we put these resources to work through our library system to get 1,000 kids coding, 1,000 young people coding? We've made a lot of progress. Hundreds of students we've invested in partnership with a group called Code Differently. To do that, we were joking as we were preparing for this, we don't have anything else to do. Code Differently took us the rest of the way. But we appreciate so much you going in big, you going in hard, not just to create stockholder value, not just to create products for the world, but to create opportunity right here in Wilmington and Newcastle County. Thank you.
All right. So I want to just close this event by once again saying thank you to everyone for coming out and showing your support for this important program today. The sun is shining on us, and this day was not picked randomly. Today is actually National STEM Education Day. So we picked this day quite intentionally to launch this program. And after this event this morning, in another demonstration of our love for making a difference and getting into the community, many of us, many Chemours employees are going over to Eastside Charter for a beautification project just to get some hands-on time with the students and to be in the space. And then later this afternoon, more of us still are going over to Servium Academy to do some experiments and some live demos of science in action and get a chance to meet the girls as well. So we are all in, as we've heard a couple of people say. Chemours will continue to not just talk about what we can do and how we can make a difference. We will continue to make and take action. And I will close this event today right where we started with saying Chemours is a different kind of chemistry company, and we remain committed always to making a difference. Thank you, guys.